Hello amazing people, I trust you're well. I certainly am. Be in the garden, be in nature. Where else would I be? So listen, I'm in my garden. We are in October at the time of filming this, and it's a great time for me to be in my garden because I get to just look around and reflect to see the parts of the garden that I want to keep the same and the parts of the garden that I would like to change or amend or do slightly differently. I'm so grateful that I have this space. I must first start off by appreciating that. I'm so grateful that I have this space. And it has served me so well, and it has served us so well. But there are some changes I would like to make in this garden. There are changes because that's what it's about. I'm allowed to change my ideas. I'm allowed to grow. I'm allowed to create and keep creating. So I want to be transparent with you and let you know that there are parts of the garden that I don't visit as often as I would like to. And that's because I think, how do I reveal this without screaming? Oh my gosh. I think I have some unwanted visitors in my garden, and I've noticed it for a while, to be honest, but I haven't had the courage to ask them to leave. Now, these unwanted creatures, no, they're not my neighbours. I get on with my neighbours, I'm joking, that's a lovely little joke. I think when they watch this video they'll laugh with me as well. No, the unwanted visitors, I don't even like to say the name. I think I had some furry visitors that are not welcome in the garden. I mean, of course they're welcome to life, but I'd rather they just didn't make life in my garden. So I'm just going to let you imagine what these furry visitors might look like. I'm going to show you the mess these furry visitors have done in my garden and why it is paramount that I figure this problem out. Otherwise I will not be growing anything in my raised vegetable garden next season if I don't resolve this problem. So this part of my garden is the bees are over there minding their own business and of course coming out and do what they need to do. But this area I have had some raised vegetable plants, some raised vegetable boxes, and if you can see down here there's a lot of soil which tells me that something has been biting through these old crates. These raised beds I made probably about, I'm gonna guess maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and what they were, well, let me just show you on this side, are just ready formed pallets which have braces at the end, and you literally pop them open and you can stack them one on top of the other, which is what I did here. Now, they have served me so well for many years. Like I said, maybe at least 6 or more years, 6, 7, 8 years. And alas, they are rotting away now. They are beginning to rot, and I have evidence of some furry critters, mammals of some sort, that are now burrowing in and under my boxes, and I don't want to have to compete with these furry things. Let's just call them, you know, I know I'm all about nature, and I still am. However, there are some things that I'm not comfortable with, and I'm just sharing that with you, that I'm not comfortable with these furry things that appear to be rummaging through my raised vegetable planters. The one back here has been all but devoured, and they're clearly winning. I have tried over time to maintain these boxes. This one is where I keep my strawberries. This is in a sort of a greenhouse frame. This is sort of in a greenhouse. I may have showed you this when I showed you my bees. My bees are in the hives behind me, and here I have a lot of vegetables that I grow. I've also got some grapes that still need harvesting actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, a couple of grapes that still need harvesting. But here I've been trying to grow my vegetables, or different types of vegetables, and it's always been great year after year, but in the last couple of years I've definitely noticed that the wooden pallets are beginning to collapse somewhat, and they now definitely need changing. Would I buy them again? Absolutely. If I was looking for a temporary solution, but a quick solution to having a raised beds, I would absolutely buy these pallets again. But like I said, these are now about 8 years old and they need replacing, and I've always known that the time would come, and this is the time, because they are beginning to collapse on me, and they're not really able to hold themselves well. This part of the garden definitely needs some loving, tender care, some tender loving care as well. So I have in here some all different types. I've got nasturtiums, I've had turnips in here, but I can absolutely see where the soil is being pushed out by whatever it is that's trying to live underneath these areas, and it's time for me to do my magic. So this is going to be a big project. I know it's going to be a huge project. I have got tons of soil. I've got tons of soil here that should not be there, and I'm not sure. You see, I'm just putting the camera down that hole. That whatever this is, I have a feeling it could be a fox that has dug a burrow underneath my planters, and so I have to figure this out. What I plan to do is to harvest whatever is remaining, and I think for me I have a few apples left on this tree here, so I'll be harvesting the remaining of these apples here, and then I'm going to there's a couple of kale leaves and nasturtiums. I'll take what I need, but everything else, I've got the blueberry boxes here, and I know you've seen them several times over the last couple of years, but they're not looking at their best, but they did give me lots and lots of blueberries this year. They really did. Proud of this plant. Absolutely magnificent. So it is growing currently in one of those wooden pallets. I will have to find a more permanent type of structure here. If anybody has got some ideas, please let me know. I would like it to be inexpensive and affordable for most, especially with the cost of things these days. I'm looking for a solution that I can create mostly by myself, where I can rehouse all these plants, including my blueberries. They have done so well in these pallets over the years, but the pallets are really not holding up anymore. And this area, as you can see for yourselves, since harvesting the last of the blueberries, I've not touched this area of the garden very much. And I have it's overgrown. That's the word I was looking for. After all that rambling, that's the word I was looking for. It's overgrown, and I need two solutions. One is to find a solution to replace the boxes into something more sturdy, more long-term, and certainly something that would prevent or not allow those furry critters or animals to get to them again. So believe it or not, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I think 4 or 5 in the greenhouse that has no frames. But what I'm looking forward to is just being able to slowly work through this mess, and it is a mess, I have to admit. It's not looking its best, and I have to find a solution that will work. Years ago, we built the base of this greenhouse. The intention was to put a greenhouse here. We never got to do that. But we've always been able to use this to grow lots of vegetables over the years. I put all this pebbles down, all these Scottish pebbles, and there's lots of weeds now that are creeping through this area, and it's beginning to look like it needs a little bit of an overhaul. I did a tidy up here and it did well, and it's been doing well, and that one is in one of my recent videos, Just by the Bees, if you remember, while I was wearing my bee suit out here, and it's not looking too bad, but I really want to give this a thorough makeover, and that is going to include removing all these wooden pallets and beginning it all over again, starting again, and creating some raised beds along this fence area here. In terms of length, we are talking, we've got one fence. I think each of these trees roughly represents a 6-foot width, roughly. So we're talking about from here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 6, because each of the fence panels are about 6 feet. So we're talking about a 30-foot length of raised beds is what I'm going to have to create. Okay, so if anyone's got some ideas, drop them in the comment box below. But I thought I'd bring you to this area just so that you can see for yourself just how unkept it is, so that I left my smoker out here, so that in the next, well, in an upcoming video, I can't tell you when that will be exactly, you will see the transformation in progress. So thank you so much for watching this one. I trust you're well. I certainly am, and I have a big job to do. Okay, take care, see you in my next video. Bye for now.